So, what's the weather like today?
It's overcast and breezy and
But it's not raining.
it's not raining yet.
No.
Forecast is for rain in the afternoon, but sure, we were out and about early this morning, so it's good.
Of all the islands on Lough Key, MacDermot or Castle Island is probably the most famous one. MacDermot was a Celtic chieftain and he ruled the kingdom of Moylurg, which was a northern territory of Roscommon. He had a beautiful daughter called Una Bawn, and Una Bawn fell in love with a local man called Thomas Laudier. The Celtic chieftain was not one bit happy with this match and he banned Thomas from coming anywhere near the kingdom. But he then confined Una Bawn on Castle Island. It was then called the Rock. Una fell into a deep depression and subsequently she died of a broken heart. She was then buried on the nearby Trinity Island. But Thomas swam out to Trinity Island every night to sit beside the grave of his one true love. However, the cold waters of the lake eventually brought on pneumonia. Realising that he was dying, he requested the MacDermot chieftain to allow him to be buried beside Una Bawn. He subsequently died and was buried in a grave next to his one true love. Of course, being a good legend, it doesn't end there. Legend has it that two trees grew up side by side on Trinity Island and eventually they intertwined together to form a lover's knot.
So, not every day on the boat is spent having fun and going off exploring places. There's a lot of maintenance as well, and that's what I'm doing today. I'm replacing all the veneer on this wall. This section has been done, and this is what I'm replacing it with. This is pure teak. It's very delicate. It's very thin wood. I think there's a paper coating on the back just to give it a little bit of strength, but there's no glue or anything on it. I have to cover this with thick, heavy, gloopy Evo stick contact adhesive. Do the same on the wall and stick them together. Then they need to be varnished. This is my paintbrush that I gave it a crew cut. And that's, I think, the last few bits of that side painted.
Now, what are we doing? I'm standing a bit too far away now, so you can...
Okay, sure. So I got that. This is contact adhesive, so I've already put adhesive on the wall. So the two of these go together. It's like to a blanket. Look at that. Oh. Now.
So why are you doing that part?
Okay. There you know. You see beneath it here. You see how all the wood it's been bleached by the sun. And yep, even in Ireland we do get a bit of sun every once in a while. And that's laminate, so it's very, very thin, so you can't sand it down and revarnish it. Well, you might, but it's only about 0.5 millimeter thick because it's plywood. So it's made up of loads of different layers. So what we're putting on here is teak veneer, so it's pieces of teak. It comes on a roll and it's 0.6 of a millimeter thin, so it's very, very thin, quite expensive and very difficult to work with. Plus you're working with these impact adhesives which stink to the high heavens.
The smell is
pretty cruel. you have to put glue on the wall, then you put glue on the back of the sheet, then you put the two of them together, and you hope that you have it right. You have it all measured up first. But you can see this side here, I'm after varnishing, and we're going to cover up all this. There's a button will go along here in the middle. I have it taken off for the purpose of it. Here, I'll show you. The button will
We'll
go
be happy when that goes back up.
along there.
It will look very well, actually, Harry.
It will, because you can see the difference here. It's all bleached.
You have actually 3 pieces. You take the camera there.
Sure. I'm going to take that button down there for the moment, because that's just there to show you what it'll look like. So it's after taking probably about 20-25 minutes to get this cut absolutely right, so that it'll fit in perfectly, and then have the two surfaces prepared and then stick it on. And my big fear is that when I put it on, it'll be down here, or it'll be out in this corner or something like that, and you won't be able to get it back off again. But so far so good. We've got all here done, and we've done quite a bit inside in the galley. So that's just to give you an idea what we're doing on Driftwood when we're not out and about boating and enjoying ourselves. Right. This is the very last piece of veneer I'm putting on today. Should fit perfectly.
I see you have the wheel taken off as well for the indoor steering.
I did, indeed. The wheel and the indoor steering that I never use. There we go.
But the boat doesn't look right without it.
No.
Mind your head.
Now I have to put the batten on to run the length of it there.
And varnish it tomorrow. Would you do it again tomorrow? You had the front cabin to do.
Well, at the moment, I've been inhaling this gear all day. Those kids would pay a fortune to be in this cabin. The smell that's in it. But my head is hopping. The window open there. And no wild horses wouldn't make me do it again at the moment. But I have to finish it off tomorrow, yeah. It's every bit as cold as it looks.
No, that's the first of 10 swims. You said you were going to go every day when we were out for the 11 days.
You say stupid things, don't you, sometimes?
One of the nicest things about boating is the people that you meet. While we were in Lough Key, we met Joe and Ben from the boating YouTube channel Aquaholic Adventure Boat Log. They're worth checking out on YouTube, and I've put a link to the channel in the description below. Drummond's Canal was built in 1719, so it's just over 200 years old. It starts at Drummond's Bay, where the canal is completely choked with reeds and it's not passable at the moment. It continues then for about 150 yards. It's crossed by a single bridge, Drummond's Bridge, and it terminates at Erris Bay just before Trinity Island.
And why was it built, Harry?
Well, it was built by the King family, who owned the Rockingham estate. It's one of 3 canals that they built, one of which actually has a lock on it. There's no locks on this one. And it was used to bring turf to the big house, if you like to call it that, and also just to beautify the estate.
Oh, right.
Now, the Moylog Tower marks the location of the old King Mansion, which was destroyed by fire in September 1957, an event that marked the end of an era.
It's really hard to believe that these walkways are here and these trees are here for over hundreds of years. But even if you come by car to Lough Key Forest Park, it's just a fabulous day out for all the family.
Now, one legacy that the King family did leave us was all these magnificent trees. And we did try to do a bit of research and identify some of them, and frankly we came up against a brick wall. So if you can identify any of them, will you please put it in the comments below? I'd love to know them. It's hard to believe that all this was at one stage one person's back garden, and all these wonderful paths were just for one family, the King family. But thankfully now it's opened up, the public has it, and wow, it's a smashing spot.
And I would hate to be trying to find into the garden here.
Oh yeah, cutting the grass would be a bit of a job, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But you can walk for miles and miles and miles around here. There's so many wonderful things to see, and it's good for your physical health, it's good for your mental health, and it really is enjoyable. The place is full of families as well, which is nice to see.
Yeah.
If you see the couple just to the left of that big tree, it puts it all into scale. This is known locally as the Big Tree. And one of the amazing things about it is you can actually go in underneath it, and there is a whole web of tree trunks. It doesn't have one single tree trunk. It's like all these small trees came together to form this one big massive pyramid.
Not all the walkways are on the ground. There's a lovely tree top walk here as well, but I think you have to pay extra to do that. Come on, we'll show you how the wall turned out. Look, it's fabulous. Here, here, and over here. It is just massive.
Well guys, that's the end of another video. I hope you enjoyed walking about in Lough Key with us.
Thanks for watching. Cheerio.